I want you to understand first you are my son. Far, far before anything else. That's cool. So the whole entire thought is to discern the vision of God for you. Something I personally struggle with, but in that process have loved the fact that you can give someone a tool. And that's what this amounts to. 1, 2, 3 step, and you'll have the answer. The Lord will open the heavens and write. It's more of, here are 3 thoughts. Take them, use them. One you can have is writing your own personal obituary of what you want someone to say about you. Another is taking an opportunity in what you would want your retirement address to be. The third is the one that I'm good with. And it is, what are the 3 things that you would do if we could have full financial support, full resources, and then the final would be that you wouldn't fail in it. What would you do? It gets you to think differently. It also removes what restrictions you would put on yourself. Because as much as that could be me throwing, who, why, what? I love him. I haven't talked to him in like 3 months and he's calling now. There's 3 steps. So you have shape, spiritual gifts, your heart's desire, your abilities, your personality, and your experience. From that, you're figuring out who you are, who God and others. So from that, there are roughly 3 things that you could do. Do a retirement address, an obituary. Higher thinking is what I would call it. If you could have full support, full resources, without fail, what would you do? So from step 1, you've done who you are, who God and others say you are, or what they would say about you. And then from that, you would cast vision is what I would. But before you do that, you need to seek, notice, and write. So you're going to seek God, notice what he says, and write it out in 120 words. So the 120 words, this helps you stay focused, cuts out fluff. Because ultimately from it, you're understanding that you're not an eyeball, elbow, leg, head, all of that. You have a specific spot in the kingdom of heaven. What is that and how are you fulfilling it? So taking who I am, what I would do without fail, I'm going to do it here. So I'm going to serve intentionally in this church in every way that I know possible. And then I've come to do my 120 words. I seeked God. I said, Lord, what would you say? What am I missing that you would reveal to me? Listen to him, which is hard for me. I have to quiet. It takes me about 30 minutes to get quiet. After listening to him, I wrote it all out. But it says, I'm called to make my home and vocation and ministry an all-in-one homestead. My personal ministry and vocation being one that builds community, shares resources, and works to the good of reconciling people. Being a place of healing and liberty and growth. Intentionally meeting the Lord while also facilitating an atmosphere of rest and acceptance. Away from home, I am called to serve the bride of Christ in a local body. By developing Christian leaders through experiential learning and creating thriving community through intentionally driven relationships to glorify the Father, while stirring up the passions of God's people towards each other and the marginalized. The vision of God for me. What it is for you? I don't know. Seek, ask, find. I relate to things like this is because I'm not like you, Tim. I don't hear directly from the Lord. It takes a long time for me to know that this is what God is calling me to. This has been a year and a half of trying to understand what God is calling me to, of who I am in Him and all of that. And going through a very low spot also, mind you, of wanting to walk away from everything that I believe You wouldn't have known that because I still showed up to church just regularly like anyone else. It was all through this past fall that every bit of me was just like, Jesus, I'm done with this. If you're not going to talk to me, I don't want to be here anymore. Things like this help me to seek the Lord because I'm a person that needs some sort of structure, but I don't need to be told what to do or how to think because I'll buck back.
You know, that's totally what I want to say. You know.